Welcome back. Play back. Wapendwa watazamaji, tumerudi and we have come. So much fire, bro. Look at this shit. I just want to say we're back, man, and like we've come. You see, I know the quality better. You know, we're looking good. It's been time. And, you know, we're gonna ease up into, you know, how we're coming back, but we're here.
Well, you know, like how everybody else is like, big announcement, Nini, we're back again, Nini. Like us, we just, you know, we got surprised just like that. So it's been amazing. It's been amazing. It's been like 2 months. Is it 2 months?
Yeah, I think so.
2 months. To be honest, with what we've been thinking about, mimi nahisi tutakuwa tunadondoshea kidogo some spices of basketball. I'm very sorry for people who don't know Swahili. I'll be mixing it out. I really gotta cater for people out here, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think we still have our own unique way that we can attract an audience. And mi nahisi kuna watu kidogo tunakuwa kuna watu tunao, you know? Mashabiki fulani tunao, you know? It's just that we have to capitalize in making sure kwamba tunawafikia vizuri, kama ni washabiki wetu wa Tanzania lazima tuwafikie vizuri kwa Kiswahili sanifu, you know what I mean?
I know about Phineas. Mimi nitajaribu kidogo. Phineas ndio yuko vizuri. I swear to God, you know Phineas, there's some words you say, I'm like, bro, how do you even know these words?
I tell you, the amount of thought process I see myself saying these words. And that's how deep that shit is. It's not always me. You get my point? Like, it's not always me. But vipi mama anaendeleaje kwanza? What's happening over there?
I say, baridi na pamba moto inakuja kwa speed. But otherwise, I say, we're just grinding, man. You know how it is. You know how it gets. You know, in terms of the basketball world, in these past 2 months, I think so much has happened. I also want to say shout out to my boy Mbati. We have that section here today.
Oh yeah.
We have that section here today. Don't worry, we'll talk about that. But
man.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. And
overtime
for somebody who doesn't
too.
Oh yeah. For someone who doesn't like put his thing out there a lot, you know, I was surprised, you know, like it was like from a minute of me and talking to him, then baadaye naona like this whole highlight, I'm like, dude, you got fast. Ila, pause on that a little bit. Kuna mengi yametokea in huku kwetu Tanzania, you know, kuna amazing B.A.L tournaments happening and PAZI.
I wanna ask you something before you expand more on that. The thing is, right, from my perspective, like I think about PAZI the same way I used to think about it when I was back home. Like they were doing something, but like not really. But now it looks like it's making headlines, like it's big.
Oh, I mean,
tell me what's going on.
The recruitment process has been good for them. I think having Ashim on your side, it's a 7-footer who has NBA experience, has Europe,
like 7'3".
He has a lot of experiences, and he's wiser and older. That means that he's not gonna waste your time. If you're paying him enough, it's definitely gonna showcase and winning play styles. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is something that has been heavy and seen on him a lot. A lot of people expect him to Zion everything. You know what I'm saying? When I say Zion, I mean Kwambani, like every single time I put Tampere, go harder, like to the rim and stuff. That's beautiful, but it's a 4 quarters game. You know my point? So
you gotta make good plays.
With one longevity, it's not Braun to be able to move like that fast at his height, and count in the years of him playing, his body's not the same. So if you count in all those facts, right now I think his mental space and how he plays is much more poised. So the recruitment process was good. So what I heard in Kwamba, Hashim alichukuliwa, then he suggested 3 more players who also came in and joined in. I'm not really sure about that. Lakini, the 3 guys who came through, most of them that played in the US. One of them has played in the B.A.L, like U23 select that they went to play with. Kentucky, if not Kentucky, Duke last year. So like kid has massive potential. I would say what spoke out so much to me about him, it's his physical ability to just keep on playing through contact. And
Yeah.
it's not something that a lot of people would see. But to me, that's like what stood out. In a sense whereby some made backers that he would make, they were a little bit quite physical. And I don't think a lot of guards were seeing that more.
Is he the dreadhead?
Yeah.
I think I see. I think I saw this one play. He got the ball baseline and then faked like he was going not baseline actually. He faked like he was going to the paint
I've
and
seen
then went
that. I've seen
baseline
that.
and finished that.
Like he hanged and finished up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
How is like the second unit? You know, like
there is no second unit.
Okay.
Ooh, scratch that.
All
Go. No, just go on.
right, just like the people like Ali, Haji, the players that we're used to seeing, playing for Tanzanian teams, and the good players in TZ. I see Swale is on the team too. The players where we're used to seeing, the OGs, you could call them if you want to call them that.
Yeah.
How are they playing? How are they hooping?
If all the players were honest, as that tournament went on, most of them, they would have ended up saying that they don't deserve to be playing there at that level.
In B.A.L,
Mhm.
who do you think doesn't deserve it? Because I'm going to feel like you're going to say
deserve. Okay, let me scratch my words though.
No, but like, I think I know what you're saying. I get what you're trying to tell me. Like I understand what you mean. Like there's people who are lying to themselves about whether or not they think they should be there.
Oh yeah, and B.A.L is quite a big thing right now, big dog. Like it's kitu kikubwa sana. Umeelewa? Na okay, there's a debate today. Kuna mtu aliuliza swali kwamba okay, don't you think team ya PAZI wameungaunga, umeelewa, like it's like demoralizing our local players sababu it's like the new players came in and took over and now we're seeing past that.
Pause before you give me your response because I have a perfect question with that, which is kind of like what I was like bleeding into, right?
Yeah.
Is which players you think are lying to themselves about deserving to be in that spot? I want you to be honest with me because I want you to tell me who you think shouldn't be there. I want you.
Okay, let me like get my point straight first of all.
Yeah. Finish with your point.
Yeah, nikisema kwamba yani kama wangeulizwa wao, were they prepared enough? Sometimes you think you're prepared until the real shit comes through,
And then you're like,
like it's the points that you don't see coming that hit you the most, right? So like I saw it in their faces.
Give me names. Give me some
names. I'll say a big number of the second unit.
Yeah.
I would see them giving out good hefty minutes on defense, but surviving on offense, that's a different ballgame. Like we don't have disruptors. Like disruptors who can disrupt, first of all, through skills, but also through physicality. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
What these recruits came with is skills plus physicality, but also the experience to just play.
Yeah.
We're good in relative to the players in the country who are not exposed. Hatuna ligi ambayo import different foreign players ambao they're really good. Sababu almost all the foreign players ambao wamekuwa imported in the league, the RBA league, let's say, I don't think I could name them as top 5 in my list of the best players in the RBA. Do you get my point? Yes. Like I don't think they'll make the top 5.
Okay.
So what does that mean? It means we prepare enough for what's here. It means the best players here, they bring out the potential enough for this country only. Like you see when you play against a better player, and you always tend to play better.
I know. I get what you're saying. I know you're telling me.
Do you get my point?
I get what you're saying.
Not only play better, but also see the game in different ways. Yeah. Today, you played with Kelly Olynyk, okay? Yeah. And you clearly see how KO plays far different from as like a mere guy around the gym or something. That by itself, it's like me walking you through your journey in a day or two. That could take you like 5 years. Do you get my point? Yeah. So like that's like very healthy to have. So most of these players that we have that are good, they haven't gone through physicality and professionalism to a point whereby, oh shit, yeah, I can make my stand here. But also,
so I want to say 2 things with that. Just pause right there before you keep going any further. I think first of all, it's I kind of see the guy's point, the guy you were telling me
Yeah,
earlier about like anaona the team imeungwa, si ndio?
yeah, yeah,
Now I see his point where if you allow the team
yeah,
in itself to get exposed to that, they learn better than bringing in other people because I feel like
yeah,
they don't get the same opportunities, so they don't get to like
yeah.
experience it the same.
Yani walichokifanya PAZI right now, it
Yeah.
is so much needed kwa sababu back then all we used to do ni kwamba we would depend on our own players up here, lakini the truth of the matter, our own players here, kwa sababu our league is still not yet there, hawajakuwa exposed through professionalism in
So
terms
you're
of.
saying you're saying we need help to get there, and which is what we've gotten.
All I'm trying to say ni kwamba the benefits of bringing foreign players here, it's much higher than the disadvantage that it brings. So to
Yeah.
me, I'll condone to that more than not bringing them and build on how can I now make the younger generation see what being a professional player is, and now build to that. Do you get my point?
And I have 2 points with that. Cha kwanza ni I feel like the problem with why it never used to work out before is we never used to take the team that won to go
Mm-hmm.
compete, which I find is very problematic. You're dismantling the team that had good chemistry throughout the year.
Yeah.
They need that experience as a team. Even if they go lose, they had to look at it like, let's use these years to build upon a good foundation. If we keep sending teams that have been performing well instead of the best players, like
Mm-hmm.
it makes more of a difference. Saying I
Uh-huh.
don't disagree with what's happened right now. I think it's great.
Yeah.
But at the
Yeah.
time when we weren't even recruiting it, why
Yeah.
didn't we send the teams by themselves? Because they needed that experience. Because the minute they dismantled the team, you lose the experience. Even for the younger players that are in the original team, they're
Yeah.
never gonna get this experience now. Because like it's gone. Is it not? It's completely
Mm-hmm.
gone. And like I think this is great. And I really
Mm-hmm.
think so. I think wamefanya kitu cha maana sana ku bring in Hashim, obviously. And it's always like
Yeah.
this, we always bring in Hashim. He's like our Superman. We're like, yeah, bro, Joe to say please.
This is what he does every single time he scores.
Oh, for real?
He blows kisses every single time.
He loves it. He loves it.
Shout out
It's
to
good.
Shim, by the way.
Shout out Hashim, man. He loves it. He's repping the country.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
He's
oh
doing
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah,
okay.
oh yeah.
You know, I was thinking about this the other day. This is so interesting. I was thinking about this the
Mm.
other day. It's like how we grow up with basketball in Tanzania
Yeah,
versus how a high school in Kamloops, like
yeah.
or like a kid in Kamloops grows up with basketball. It's two
Mm.
different things. It's like the level you get exposed to and how you look at it. It's like I feel like back home there was always this mentality of like sisi ni wanyonge tunahitaji msaada sana. In terms of basketball, it felt like that like we were having like mission camps. Like what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Like it's just it's like and like don't get me like we have really skilled players, right? And the thing is we used to look at ourselves like we're so poor. Like we need so much help, right? And I'm like you look at there'd be kids who are like ass, for example,
Yeah.
here in Kamloops, right? I'm not talking about anyone specifically. I'm just saying in the general sense. But like the way they grow up with basketball, like oh, there could be a high school team. They go to Gonzaga just as a summer trip. Like the coach is like, yeah, we're taking you guys. We're going to Gonzaga. You see the experience. You see how the college players are like, and then it's like you going there like 14, 15. You know what I mean? 13, 14, 15. You see it, and like the view you have of basketball
It's
is
different.
different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why like exposure is always the thing I'm always loud on, and especially at a younger age. Yeah, I would suggest like especially like U16, they have to be at least a year, at least 3 times a year, travel to a different country, play
100%.
games. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And that should be something that they have to maintain for a long time and help these kids grow. And that's another topic for another day. Sabu,
That's another topic.
there is no consistent coaching system for the national system. What is the national system wanting, and how is every coach at each level participating fully into the head coach's vision at the senior team, at the senior level?
100%. You're spitting facts right now.
Yeah,
I don't see a coaching system. I don't see like
exactly. Yeah.
how we're nurturing these kids to become what type of player. Like there's nothing like that. There's nothing
Yeah,
like that.
kwa hiyo like kuna mengi kwa sababu
Mengi sana. That's a different topic.
that's a different topic by itself.
Yeah.
But it starts there. It starts there, and it sucks kwa sababu it's not matokeo sasa hivi. You get my point?
Yeah. I just want to say pia like tusijiangalie like sisi ni wanyonge. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah.
ni mentality kwamba yani like sisi ni wanyonge in terms of basketball. And then at the same time, we also want results now, which those
Oh
are
yeah.
two opposing things, right?
Oh
You have
yeah.
this
Oh yeah.
mentality that you think that we need so much help, but then when you send a team outside the country, we're like, they should win. So then we give them, I'm sorry to say, this might sound so bad, but we give them players who are like, we take 19-year-olds for an under 16 tournament. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Legitimately, what the fuck are we doing? Like, why are we looking for win now? Like, what's the
Oh
point?
yeah.
The people need to sit down and
Mhm.
legitimately have like a 10-year goal. Like, we're
Oh
looking
yeah.
at it from like 10 years from the senior team going all the way down to like, is under 16 the lowest?
Oh yeah. I mean, the 16 is the lowest.
Yeah,
It
like
is the lowest for
from
right
senior
now.
team all the way to under 16, you're looking at it like, what are the goals that we're trying to achieve? You've seen Madagascar, nigga?
Oh yeah. I believe whatever PAZI did, in a nutshell, it has opened up doors for some investors to see what can happen. I think the money they made was even twice the money they paid for the venue. So
I'm
that's
surprised.
aside.
That's
You get my point?
good.
That's a
That's
side of
good.
basketball that PAZI has opened up. And PAZI
Yeah,
amefungua uwezekano wa kufanya business in basketball, which
which is
was
good.
not seen back then. So
Yeah,
it
which is
means with the
good.
right organization and leadership, which they do have, which luckily wameweza kufanya kile kitu. So somebody else can see this and want to take this over. And that's what I'm happy for kwa sababu at the end of the day, the beneficiaries now watakuwa the locals. So it depends on who's the local player that's very prepared right now. Once that opportunity comes in, he's ready for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Sababu like you'll never rise up to your occasion, you revert back to your level of training. So that means kwamba ikitokea opportunity sasa hivi huwezi kusema kama naanza sasa kufanya no. It's like
You
what do
have to
you
be ready.
exactly. What do you do now to make sure when the opportunity comes through, it's just like second nature. Hichi ndo kitu ambacho our players have to learn right now. Back to the tournament B.A.L, 3-4 takeaways. First of all, professionalism in terms of how can I use my attributes to play winning basketball? That's very important.
Winning
So
basketball.
how can they be used to make sure we're winning this game? And your attributes cannot just be scoring. They have to be more than that. Second thing, it's sacrificing. For the first time, I saw some of the best offensive players in this country sacrificing and playing defense. You get my point? Bakr Sadiq, the point in time, I think in game 2, he was coming off like the third option as a guard, third option, and he had to guard crazy like amount of minutes to make sure he can get his rhythm back and now play the third game in the level he played. Kasamu, two of the backcourts guards were coming Omia. So he had to rise up to the occasion. Professionalism in terms of playing to your roles, sacrifice in terms of what can I sacrifice now to make sure the team is winning. That's very important. Sometimes you might sacrifice your minutes to make sure the team is winning. You gotta be happy with that. And that comes back to professionalism too. Some of the players didn't play there, like Keenan Leona, they have happy smiling. I mean, they have happy faces. They're smiling. That's beautiful. That means kwamba kuna kitu wamesacrifice, which is their playing time, their ego. You know, like why am I not there? That was from face value. I don't know kama kuna wengine wameumia hivyo. Lakini in the end of the day, it's like some people have sacrificed their time. Some people have sacrificed their minutes to make sure the team is going. And some people have sacrificed their ego in terms of character to make sure the team is gelled up, we're winning. And I think the fourth thing is like physicality. That one has been heavy to me. It's hard to impress me with just scoring, you know. It's just how do you score? There's a level of basketball I look up to. So when I see, yeah, the dunks are good for entertainment, for the energy. The but from if you've seen the play that the guy went and dunked in, most people cannot see the screen that Baraka Sadiq had the screen for that guy to go and dunk.
Oh, send
There
that to
was,
me. Send that to me. I don't think I saw it.
I'll send it to you. Lakini, I am happy for that screen. Sababu, that's an off-ball playmaking, and he had a hard screen to a point whereby he fell to the ground. Nobody will talk about that. Lakini,
You're
this
giving,
little thing.
you're giving Tanzanian players free game right now. Like this is free game. This is free game.
Sometimes I would look at Hashim, I would look at him seeing the whole 4 quarters and not seeing the 2 quarters. In a sense whereby he was playing the long game. The long game is I gotta be fit for 4 quarters. The truth of the matter is they're gonna come and beat me up, they're gonna come on me every single time. So how am I gonna play 4 quarters in a point whereby my team is winning? Not I'm scoring, so come on a full guy. How am I going to play 4 quarters at a point whereby my team is winning? That's very important. In a nutshell, work on your shit, man. like work on your freaking skill. You gotta work on your freaking skill. Once you're there, you have no time for me to sub you 3-4 times to gain your momentum.
Yeah, you gotta be on
Work
the
on your
offer.
shit. Work on your
Gotta be on
shit.
the offer. Yeah, that's fair. That's
Is
fair.
it like this? It's you have little time. You have this much time to prepare,
Yeah.
and you have very little time to prove to us that you're prepared.
Exactly. And you have such little time to showcase that you're good. Like
Exactly.
really. Like
Exactly.
really. And it's like
And the difference of it is either you making it or not making it.
yeah, and that's what I've come to realize too here. It's like that, man. Obviously there's a lot more things that go into it, but it's like
Yeah.
you have such a small window
Hmm.
to show
Oh
like
yeah.
what you can do.
Oh yeah.
Because
Oh
if you
yeah.
miss that window, that's it.
That's it. That's it.
No one's
And
gonna wait around to find out that you're good. But I also think Phineas,
mm,
I think this is like a good stepping stone because I feel like the way people used to think about like how to make it in like Tanzanian basketball was getting out of the country, but now there's so many
yeah.
opportunities that are opening inside the country that you
Of
can
course. Of
that is
course.
like it's bigger than I think what a lot of people used to think.
Of course.
So I think there's just that adjustment period where there's people who with old habits and old mentalities are going
Mm.
to have to find ways to be better, find ways
Oh
to
yeah. Oh yeah.
think about how you're approaching the game now. You know what I mean? Because
Oh yeah.
this shit
Oh
is
yeah.
crazy.
I
I'm
feel
not
like
gonna lie to you.
I'm like B.A.L right now is here. It's like it's a place whereby a lot of African kids can dream and make the dream a reality.
Yeah,
And it's like the NBA is not that far. It's like
yeah,
the best basketball platform is not that far. It's in the
yeah,
reach of our hands. It's in the reach of the guy you know next. It's like now kids can just dream and work as hard as they can to play in a bigger stage right now in Africa
yeah,
and still be seen by the whole world.
yeah,
That's really important. And somebody like Dikembe Mutombo or the other guys who made it through back then, it would have been crazy if they had something like this right now. You get my point? That should have been crazy. And like it's through them and the people who follow them, it's like coming up to like, hey, why don't we have something similar to that here? Sabu,
yeah.
in a decade or two, the B.A.L is gonna be amazing.
Huge.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
crazy and huge.
Huge.
And I'm happy for the next generation. Sabu now, it's like y'all don't really have to go outside there to dream that far. You can
Yeah.
dream in your continent and just be productive and just live your dreams in basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
which is really good. Yeah, but we as a country, I really hope we get a great time to revisit where we went wrong and come up with a good strategy on how we can make through this by
I think
investing in the young people.
I think like with that point that you're saying, you mentioned earlier like the business perspective of things. Like I think this is making a lot of people take note for
Oh
sure.
yeah,
Just in terms
oh
of
yeah,
like the revenue that it can bring, because I feel like that's
yeah.
also like a really big factor that's behind the scenes. A lot of people don't really talk about how much things like these bring revenue. I was thinking about this the other day, how like Wembanyama for the NBA, the reason like you see all this glazing shit, I know people call it glazing or whatever, because this nigga brings in so much revenue. Like,
Oh
and I
yeah.
noticed it from like, we were talking and you were like, yo, you should get League Pass. And I was like, man, I don't know. Right. And then there was like a Wembanyama highlight. I go to the comments, some niggas like, I need to get the League Pass now. And then I'm thinking, think about how many people are
How would people
thinking like
say
that.
that? Exactly,
Yeah. How
exactly,
many people are thinking,
exactly.
shit, I might need to get the league pass, right?
Yeah,
Just so we can
yeah,
see this nigga. And the NBA knows that. The NBA knows that this is a guy you want to see.
oh
So it's
yeah,
just, and it reflects on like the revenue that he ends up bringing in.
oh yeah.
So it's just the business side of things. I know people don't really talk about it with basketball, but it's really
Yeah,
important. And that's what
exactly.
for our sake, that's what's going to make it grow because we need those
Definitely. I
investments.
think that's even what has taken Rwanda to a bigger level. It's like Rwanda now, like for the top 3, 4 teams, you have good foreigners who can really bring in a good crowd how the basketball is beautiful now. And
Exactly.
as much as they do have talented players, not to say they don't have, I think the presence of the foreign players that they have
Yeah.
elevated their game to a different level.
I think we look at the technicalities because we play,
Yeah,
or like
yeah,
you coach as well. Like we look at it from that perspective,
yeah,
and I feel like the general people look at it from an
yeah.
entertainment perspective because that's what it
Exactly.
really
Like,
is to them.
yeah, it's been called a classical era. It's like the reason of why you're doing something is not the reason of why people are attracted to listen to you or support you. The reason why we want to push this so much is not the reason why the fans come and see basketball. You know,
Exactly.
we like, oh, then we have to have a lot of spacing. We have to have and a casual fan just want to come see a dunk. Oh my God, a razzle dazzle. Somebody fell on the ground, and
But
that's
I
it.
feel like I feel like our love and dedication to the sport is what
Yeah.
makes it entertaining to the other people. You know what I mean?
Oh, of
Just
course.
like what the sport means to us
Yeah.
is it goes hand in hand to why they end up coming to like it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like a
Right.
fighter, right? He shows his dedication to his craft, but as a fan, I want to see us getting knocked out.
For real. And that's the thing too. Like in terms of boxing, I have no clue what goes
Exactly,
into boxing. Like the skill, technicality, or like
exactly.
how much
Definitely,
stamina you need to have for boxing. I didn't even know you needed stamina, but nigga, you walking around.
for
I didn't
sure,
even
for
think
sure.
about it. I didn't look at it like that, right?
Yeah.
So it's shit like that, and what it means for them as
Oh
boxers.
yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
just
Oh
watch it.
yeah.
I'm like, who's getting
Definitely.
knocked out, gang? That's what I'm trying to see, my nigga. Who got knocked out?
So that's the advice I would give to players right now. You gotta learn how to play to your roles, and you gotta learn how to use what you have to win games, and to sacrifice what you want to win games. Man, I think we have slowly gotten into a great journey.
Oh,
So until next time, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for bearing up with us. This is quite different a little bit from the norm, but we'll for sure be bringing up crazy good topics. But we won't
yeah,
be able to leave basketball, man, because definitely that shit is our life. As much as
exactly.
we had a crazy intro about, oh, we wanted to be talking about something else about basketball, but psych, we just wanted you to listen to this podcast. Yeah, my name is Phineas. Together with me is my co-host, Cool Falul Boomy. I can't believe somebody called you Boomy, by the way. Shout out to whoever calls you Boomy, by the way. Oh my God, you got me shook. You got me shook, dude. That's okay. That's okay. Well, I love to see you moving that way. Otherwise, man, it's been a blessing. Always a blessing. There's a lot more coming, by the way. Stay tuned.
Bro, trust.
Peace.
Trust.